Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be bringing down Deshaun Watson in a film session, just breaking down what he brings to this offense. Before we get started though, please drop a quick like and a sub on today's video. That would really help my channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. That said, let's dive right into the video and I hope you enjoy. So before we dive right into the film session in just a moment, let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Obviously, hasn't played in a while, hasn't played competitive football in a while, but when playing, I mean, this guy is an elite quarterback. You look at his last season in 2020, 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, was a Pro Bowler, 3-time Pro Bowler. Obviously, he had the whole incident that ended up, making him sit out an entire season. Texans not allowing him to play due to some off-the-field allegations, but since those allegations are not going to be criminal, as that was announced just a little bit ago, this is why Deshaun Watson is going to be able to play now. So with that said, let's dive right into the film session. And you got to remember, Will Fuller and Deshaun Watson were really fantastic in 2020. This is going to be a play where I just love Deshaun Watson taking advantage of what the defense is giving him. He's going to notice his best receiver in Will Fuller matched up on the outside, one-on-one on the bottom of your screen, against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he's going to notice that, right? He's going to notice there's also a single high safety, which means the outside half of the field are open. Because when you're playing with single high safety, the single high safety kind of owns this middle area of the field, like right there. But the outside boundaries over here are more or less out of the range of that safety. See, when you're playing cover 2, right, and you have a safety here and a safety here, then when they drop back into coverage, these areas are covered off, and the area to attack is in the middle of them. However, when you're playing only one high safety, the areas are on the outside. So Watson understands that. Also, Watson understands that it's one-on-one with his best receiver against, man in coverage. And, Will Fuller's going to win most of the time. At least he would have in 2020 when he had a pretty good year. And Will Fuller here is just going to try and get past his corner and get to the end zone. And all Watson's going to do that is he knows the defense. He knows what the defense is giving him. He steps back, looks that way, sees the break, and is just going to anticipate where Will Fuller is going to be able to be. And this is a beautiful ball. It's thrown with touch. It's thrown with accuracy. It's leading Fuller away from his defender, making him go up and catch the football and secure it for the touchdown. A beautifully thrown ball there by Watson for the score. And remember, it doesn't even bring the safety into the play just because of his anticipation and understanding of the defense and what the defense is giving him. Takes the one-on-one shot. Beautiful ball. These are the kind of throws that Deshaun Watson can make. So the number one thing when it comes to Deshaun Watson is he's playing backyard football when everyone else is playing organized football. Because if the play goes down and the play breaks down and something goes wrong, Deshaun Watson is going to get you out of it. He will. He's going to. That's just what he does. And time again, for the Texans, he was doing that, right? And he's a guy who just is able, when the play breaks down, to improvise and get the job done. On this play here, it's going to be in the red zone, 3rd and goal. He's going to have these two receivers kind of running some sort of combination going that way. And what's going to happen is it's just not going to be open, right? It's not going to be open. Pretty good coverage over here, tying those receivers up. There's kind of pressure in Deshaun Watson's face, right? There's pressure over here and over here. And Deshaun Watson really doesn't have anywhere to go with this football. Love his ability to move up and out of the pocket, get away from defenders like that, move up. He tries to move this way. Nope. There's a guy here, so that's blocked. So Deshaun Watson is simply just going to roll out more to his right? Just faking away from defenders, moving away from defenders, just improvising on the run, and then is going to see over towards the side of the field how this receiver is coming back to the football over here. Deshaun Watson's like, okay, let me fire a ball into that spot away from the defender and using the sideline as kind of protection. This is an accurate bullet throw on the money for the touchdown. This is a beautiful throw to, I believe that's Randall Cobb, and it gets the job done for the score. And how about a play like this? This is I think one of the things that I'm going to show a lot of in today's video, but it's really what makes Deshaun Watson special. His arm is really talented, really special. He's got an elite arm. So he's able to throw the deep ball with power and touch, and he can make every single throw on the field. That's what makes him so elite. That's what makes him so dynamic and dominant, because he can make the difficult plays look effortless. I mean, this guy led the league in passing yards with a team that literally was crumbling around him. 4-12 back in 2020, the Texans were awful right? And Deshaun Watson kept them in almost every game. Threw for 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I mean, this guy was elite because he can make these kinds of plays. On this play here, he's going to have the deep shot open towards Will Fuller, who in this situation is going to be starting the slide. He's going to be moving this way and then back out towards the outside of the field. Just look at where this ball placement is from Watson, though. This is absolutely elite. Watson turns. He originally is looking over the middle over here. Doesn't really see anything over there. And then simply turns back, throws an absolute bomb downfield. And look at where this ball comes down. Right in stride for Will Fuller. The separation is there from Will Fuller, but still, nonetheless, I mean, this is a beautifully thrown football. Right in front, allows Fuller to run underneath it. This is a beautiful ball. Accurate deep downfield. But also, I love Deshaun Watson here too, holding the safety with his eyes. You're going to notice there's a single high safety in the middle of the field, and this Fuller route kind of runs by that safety there. So notice how Watson at first glances to his left, right? Look at how his initial reaction is over here, because this might still be his number one guy and where he wants the football. But by looking this way, he's moving the safety, who we're going to put right here, over this way, right? He's moving the safety that way. So then when he turns back to his right here, the safety isn't in a good spot to make the play. Look at how much separation there is between that. Whereas if Watson hadn't used his eyes to move the safety that way, then that safety would have a much better chance on this football. But nonetheless, beautiful throw by Watson. And we talk about arm talent with quarterbacks a lot. That's something that I do cover a lot in these film sessions that I tend to do. When I'm talking about arm talent, and I'm talking about guys that can really fling the ball deep downfield and fling the ball with accuracy. But Deshaun Watson is excellent when it comes to that. And this is a good play to show it. He's going to have Brandon Cooks right here in the slot running an in-breaking route, a little bit deeper than what the screen allows me to show. But nonetheless, as Watson steps back in the pocket, right, the pressure gets into his face. I mean, this is heavy pressure. He knows he's going to be hit. Just look at this throw. Look at this beautiful throw here. Gets hit, flings that ball. It's a little wobbly in the air, but in stride for Brandon Cooks to pick up the first down and more, right? That's a beautifully thrown ball, right? There's pressure in his face. Deshaun Watson has to move out to his left. As a right-handed quarterback, moving to your left and throwing on your left and throwing this accurate of football is so difficult. But Watson does it with power, accuracy, strength, and speed, and makes it look effortless. I mean, these are the plays that just make Deshaun Watson so elite, because he looks in complete command, in complete control, and it looks easy to him, right? He gets hit, but that ball's on the money. So this is just another one of those things that just makes Deshaun Watson really special. So two things on this play. One, it's going to be man coverage on the outside, and this is actually a really well-designed play by the Texans, because what it's doing is it's making this safety have to kind of choose almost. Because what's happening here is Brandon Cooks is going to run this route, and this receiver is going to run that route. So if the safety kind of stays in the middle, then both of them are kind of in one-on-one coverage. But if the safety kind of chooses one, then one is double covered and one is in one-on-one coverage. So the safety is going to choose, right? So on this play here, it's just a good play-action play. And Deshaun Watson is just going to notice here that the safety is deciding to bite on this wide receiver running at him. And the truth is, it's because that wide receiver gets there before Brandon Cooks gets there, right? That's kind of what it comes down to. Or that actually might be Will Fuller, excuse me. Nonetheless, Watson's going to see this, drop back in the pocket, and just look at when he's got time in the pocket, I mean, it's going to be a completed pass every time, excuse me. It's going to be a completed pass every time. It's that simple. So when he has the time here, and with Houston 2 years ago, he had almost no support up front. Really bad offensive line that year. But here, just look at Watson. This is such a pretty ball. Right to Cooks. Yeah, it was Cooks. For the score. I mean, when he's got the time in the pocket, he has the touch on his throws. He can put the ball anywhere he needs to be. And look how he leads Cooks into this open area. Sees that this part of the field is wide open, simply throws that ball into that field, that area of the field that's open. Doesn't throw it short, doesn't throw it too long, doesn't throw it over here or to the sideline, but just puts it in stride for Cooks for the score. But at the end of the day, the thing that makes Deshaun Watson not just a great quarterback, but an elite quarterback is his ability to use his legs to escape pressure and extend plays. That's what it comes down to. And on this play here against the Bengals, down 3 in the fourth quarter, pressure gets to Watson, right? And Watson wants to throw the ball here, right? He does. But there's pressure, and he's got to tuck and run. Tucks here, gets away from this defender, and just finds the hole. Gets away from that defender, and just simply finds the hole, finds the gap, slides head first in for the first down. I mean, these are the kinds of plays that you need to make at the NFL level now. And these are what great elite quarterbacks do now. Other than I guess Tom Brady, and it's yeah, just kind of Tom Brady. When you think of the good quarterbacks in the NFL, they're all pretty mobile. And Watson definitely is one of those guys. Just simply drops back, feels the pressure. Okay, he's got to tuck and run it. He's completely comfortable with doing that, and can be effective and productive in the running game, just like that. Picks up the first down. These are big yards, and that's something that Watson can do. It's just another asset to his game, but it's something that makes him even more special than he already is. And so Deshaun Watson with the Browns. I mean, if we're going to talk specifically here, I think he is a fantastic fit with Cleveland just because what he's able to do. With Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, Mayfield struggled with interceptions, struggled with throwing the ball accurately, but Deshaun Watson legitimately brings a game-breaking kind of skill set to this team. I mean, he's got Amari Cooper, a legit wide receiver number one. They brought back David Njoku. They have a really strong running game headlined by Nick Chubb. This is a complete offense. Their offensive line is really good. I know they lost J.C. Treader, but that was in an aim to get some cap mobility. But I really like this offense overall. And then you add Deshaun Watson in, and they are a legit title contender just because Deshaun Watson, if he has a good season, he is an MVP type player. He brings the ability to spread the field. He can make every single throw on the football field, can throw the ball anywhere, can improvise. You saw what he did with the Texans in a terrible offensive line there a couple seasons ago, and really 1.5, 2 good wide receivers in Brandon Cooks and Will Fuller. Imagine what he can do with Amari Cooper, David Njoku, Nick Chubb, arguably the league's best offensive line, and I mean that's going to be fantastic for this team. Look for the Browns to maybe make a couple other moves, as they try and get some other talent on the roster to kind of put other pieces in place around Watson. But this is a fantastic move by the Browns. This is going to be this is going to be a talented offense, and Deshaun Watson at the center of it could make him an MVP candidate. He's going to bring some elite quarterback play to a Browns team that hasn't won a Super Bowl, and is a team that's definitely on the rise. With Deshaun Watson, they're real legit title contenders.